What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. This is my betting breakdown video for UFC 304. We have Leon Edwards going against Belal Muhammad 2. And I have to make this very quick. Nobody was able to watch the kid today, so I'm watching my son whilst doing a video. I got some dancing fruits on there for him. So if you see me looking over or talking to somebody, I'm not completely crazy yet, but I do have to get on here. Hey, come on, let's watch the fruits. Let's watch the fruits, man. All right, so yeah, I do want to come on here and just quickly go through everything, go through my tracked actions and spots I'm looking at. I have not gotten all my action in yet. I will be doing so before the card starts, but do want to go through all the fights. Before we get started, if you guys could please do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. It'll be much appreciated. And I do want to say thank you that everybody that has reached out. And yeah, I mean, I posted a tweet the other day and been going through something awful happened Friday, but yep, just keep pushing through it for sure. So, but yeah, everybody that reached out, do want to thank you. You guys know who you are, so shout out to you guys. All right, let's get into these fights. We have Bannon going against Alice Ellene. In the first fight of the card, we have Bannon around minus 185, Ellene plus 160. This is a fight that I'm going to be passing on. I actually have to mow the lawn. My lawn is getting quite big in terms of the grass is getting big. I need to mow it down, maybe weed whack a little bit. So I will be mowing the lawn during this fight. The pick is Bannon, but I can't lay minus 185 on her. So it's a pass for me, and I'm going to be mowing my lawn, which is kind of a win. I take that as a win right there. Next, we got Parkin going against Brzeski. A lot of these lines are getting smashed as of today. Parkin's like minus 400 and something. I saw him at like minus 200 or so like last week, and I'm like, I mean, he could look like a massive favorite here with the right path, but at the same time, he could also make this look a lot more competitive than it needs to be. I think it's going to come down to whether or not Parkin's going to go out there and mix in takedowns, and if he does, I think he can look minus 1,000. I think he could potentially, get a TKO, a sub, but he's been going out there and just going to competitive fights with guys he really shouldn't be all that competitive with. Kyle Machado, there was the last fight with Muhammad Usman, which was way too close, so it's a pass for me. But yeah, Parkin's got to be the pick here. Next, we got Sam Patterson going against Crosbie. I do not have a bet on this fight yet, but I am looking at the under 1.5 rounds. I'll be probably betting the under 1.5 rounds at some point in this fight. I also think like the fight won't start round 3 or the under 2.5 is a parlay piece. Looks like right now best price on the under 1.5 is minus 175. So yeah, I could see myself putting maybe 1.75 units to win 1, maybe 2 units to win a little bit over 1 unit, something like that. I'll be posting the bets I do make after this video in the comments below. Just haven't been able to get to it yet with everything going on. So be on the lookout in the comments, and of course on the website they'll be posted as well. But I will be betting violence in some type of fashion here in the Sam Patterson fight. Yeah, Crosbie KO1 is a very popular play this week. I think that's his path. It's a big number. And then Patterson sub, I think that's the most likely scenario, but it's minus 140. So just give me the under. I'm not sure this fight goes 7.5 minutes. All right, moving on. We got Muhammad Mokaev going against Kape. I'm actually kind of surprised this line's, getting blown out to where it is now. I mean, Muhammad Mokaev's like minus 175 at this point. And yeah, I just can't get there. I feel like this fight could be very competitive. For me, personally, it's a damage over control type fight. The reason I can't get to a Kape bet here is I don't think he's going to be able to get a lot of offense off. Muhammad Mokaev's going to go out there, and quite frankly, I think this fight could be one of the most boring fights on the entire card. I can see Muhammad Mokaev going out there and trying to hump his leg from the beginning of the fight and just, doing it the entire time. Like, Mokaev might go out here and attempt 20 takedowns if need be. I don't think he's going to want to strike with Kape. We are in England, which is going to favor Mokaev, so I'm going to stay away from this one. I'm shocked it's buried down so far on these prelims. It's one of my favorite fights on the card, but in terms of putting a bet on it, it is dog or pass, but Kape, I just don't think he's going to get many opportunities to land something big or land many shots here. But I'm going to pick Kape to win, but a fight I don't feel great about. Next, we got Preston Parsons going against Elliott. Yeah, Elliott seems to be a pretty popular underdog this week. And I'm on the other side here. I like Preston Parsons. I like Parsons' style here, and I think Preston Parsons' style could give Oban Elliott some problems. Preston Parsons, his nickname is Pressure, and for a good reason. This guy can go out here. He can wrestle hard. He can grapple hard. This guy's attempted 10 submissions in his last 3 fights, and I think that, Preston Parsons has a good chance to break Oban Elliott. We've seen Elliott hurt in multiple fights. We've seen him broken in multiple fights. Elliott's been finished in both of his losses, so I think Parsons is live to go out there and win this fight. Inside the distance, I would lean sub, but we've seen Elliott hurt before, and Elliott's been knocked down in both of his losses. But I could also see, late sub, late knockout. So I'm on Parsons inside the distance. I don't mind the money line as well. I was hoping it kept coming in. It looked like it was getting closer and closer to even money, but as of recently, money's been coming back in on Parsons. So I like Parsons inside the distance. I'm on inside the distance for a half unit, and then sprinkle the round 2 and 3 for Preston Parsons there as well. So 1 unit total on Parsons. Next, we got Bukauskas going against Marcin Prachnio. This is a fight that I don't feel great about betting, but sometimes the bets you don't feel great about are the kind of the best ones. I like Bukauskas here. I don't mind the money line. Again, Prachnio is another very popular underdog. I was hoping this money line would come down. It's kind of stayed around minus 150 the entire week. And I like Bukauskas by knockout here. It's a massive price. And to me, it's plus 370. To me, give me anybody to knock out Prachnio at plus 370. I think I have to take that. Prachnio, the issue with him is that durability. It always has been. The issue with Prachnio is the cardio. This guy has nothing left after the first 6.5, 7.5 minutes. It's just nobody's been able to take advantage of that. Devin and Clark was not able to take advantage of that. William Knight didn't show up. And even Felipe Lins. Prachnio was so gassed in that fight, but Lins couldn't do nothing because Lins was gassed out in his own right. Bukauskas, he has good cardio. And in my opinion, the reason I do like this knockout prop for Bukauskas, and I like these late props as well, if this fight goes the distance, I'm not sure Bukauskas wins because Prachnio, I'm not the biggest fan of him, but what I am a big fan of is Prachnio's volume. Prachnio has a ton of volume, and I think he's going to be doubling up or tripling up Modestas Bukauskas here. So if you like Prachnio, the decision only at plus 140 is a really solid look considering if he gets knocked out, your bet gets voided. But for me, I'm on Bukauskas KO, half a unit plus 370, and also the 2-3 props for Bukauskas, which are also very big numbers. Next, we have Colin Loughran going against Jake Hadley. I like Loughran here. I might be adding a parlay, and if I do, I'll post it down in the comment section, and I'll pin the comment there, because there's a ton of parlay pieces sticking out. If you're a fan of parlays, you love this card. There are a lot of spots that I want to parlay up. I want to parlay up 6 different things for this card, which is not usual. So I like Loughran here. I think Loughran is a very solid parlay piece. Here's your bunny. Here's your bunny. Here's your bunny, buddy. I like Loughran here. I think is a solid parlay piece. But this is a kind of a post weigh-in read here for me. Loughran, he has a decent finish rate. He almost finished Pacheco in his last fight. I had the 2-3 in that fight. The fight probably could have been stopped. It did not get stopped. But this is a fight where Hadley is a flyweight. He moved up to bantamweight on short notice, which I'll give him that, but geez, it's like the 4th time he's missed weight. Contender Series, he missed weight. He missed weight in a couple UFC fights as well. So I like a Loughran here to win either I think it's going to be a dominant decision, or I think the late finish is live. I don't trust Hadley's cardio. I don't trust his durability, and I'm not sure if he's ready for this fight. Missing weight at bantamweight is weird to me. So I took a quarter unit shot on the Loughran round 2 and 3 props. They are astronomical numbers. So a half unit total looking for a Loughran 2 or 3 finish. I mean, when you're looking at Loughran and how he finishes fights, it's typically in round 2. So yeah, half a unit on Loughran finish props. Post weigh-in read, Hadley looked rough. Next, we got Molly McCann going against Bruno Brasil. I like McCann here. I think she's a parlay piece, but this line is getting blown out. It's always terrifying to parlay Molly, but I think she's a parlay piece this week. I like her chances. I'm not sure what the path to victory is for Bruno Brasil outside of, I don't know, like an armbar from guard. I don't know. But this should be McCann. The question is, how does she win? I think it could be knockout, decision, submission. So for me, I might parlay Molly, and we'll leave it at that. Next, we got Nathaniel Wood going against Daniel Pineda. I think it's a violent fight. It's a Daniel Pineda fight. Daniel Pineda is a kill or be killed fighter. This is a guy that has a 100% finish rate over a 40-fight sample. He's going to go out there and look for the finish. If he gets it, he gets it. If he doesn't, he's going to crumble. He's going to look for the door. I think the under 2.5 at minus 150 is a very solid look, but the way I'm playing violence here is they have Pineda to win in round 1 or round 2 at plus 700. It was plus 750, but yeah, plus 700 for Pineda to win in either the first first or second round. I have a half unit on that, and then I also have a half unit on Nathaniel Wood, round 2 KO at plus 850, and then round 3 KO at plus 1200. I was looking at the Wood, round props in general. They're trash prices, so I do lean KO, so I'm going with the KO. So 1.5 units invested on this fight. If you want to play it safer, you can go with the under 2.5 rounds, but I truly think it's Pineda early or it's going to be Wood late. Moving on, we got Arnold Allen going against Giga Chikadze. Not much sticking out here. I like Arnold Allen. I don't mind him as a parlay piece. He's around minus 215 at this point. I don't know if I'm going to parlay him per se. There are more parlay pieces that I do like on this card, but it's Arnold Allen for me. Lean decision. Actually don't mind. Like, they have the double chance, like the submission decision double chance out there. I don't hate that, but yeah, it's Allen for me. I think he wins this fight. Christian Leroy Duncan going against Gregory Rodriguez. One of my favorite fights on the card, and I'm a big fan of both these guys. I do like the Christian Leroy Duncan side. I think he wins. I think the money line's about accurate. I think, Duncan, a slight favorite, does make sense to me because we can't, completely rule out that Rodriguez does have some advantages. Rodriguez has, in theory, a massive grappling edge. It's just, Rodriguez never chooses to use that grappling edge there. So I think it's going to be a fight that takes place on the feet. What I don't hate, I'm not going to get there because I actually could see this fight going to decision. I think a decision could be in play, and these decision props for both guys, they're big numbers. Like Duncan's plus 350, Rodriguez is like plus 450. But I think the fight ends by knockout. It's not the worst look in the world, considering the fight doesn't go like minus 260. The fight ends by KO. I see it minus 135, but just nothing I'm running to the window for on this fight. The pick for me is Duncan, and probably by KO. Next, we have King Green going against Paddy Pimblett. This fight's been putting me through it this week, and I've already been through a lot this week. But this fight is putting me through it because I don't know. This is one of those fights where it's like I can see this fight playing out in a million different ways, and typically when that's the case, I just stay away. I don't know what to do here. Like, I think I'm looking at this fight stylistically, and it's like I think Green should be a favorite here, minus 150, minus 175, but there are some things going against him, right? Like, he's in England. He's 37. The durability has been waning a little bit for Green. And just something feels off. So everything is just screaming at me to not bet this fight. Everything's screaming at me like, if I bet this fight, something's going to go terribly, terribly wrong. So I don't know what's going to happen here, but I'm going to take Green as far as a pick. I was hoping it's getting to plus money, but that's not the case. I'm actually shocked it's not because this line got just absolutely crushed throughout the week, and now it's just kind of stayed at a pick 'em. So we'll see how the night's going. Maybe the fight's about to start, and Green is at plus money. Maybe I'll take a shot then, but I think what I'll do is just might sit back and watch this one. Next, we got Tom Aspinall going against Curtis Blaydes. Yeah, everything's pretty juiced in this fight. I think everybody's under the impression that it's Tom Aspinall, KO1, maybe KO2, and I would agree with that. I think it's Aspinall early. The under 1.5, it's juiced, but I think it probably does hit. And this is another spot where I think, look for a parlay piece. I think the fight won't start round 3 at minus 230. It's a solid parlay piece considering Aspinall's never seen a third round. So minus 230 parlay piece. The fight won't start round 4. Minus 350 as a parlay piece. I don't hate those. So look down below in the comments. I may or may not be adding a parlay, but if I do, that'll be a leg in it. So I can kind of see myself maybe adding the fight won't start round 4 in the Blaydes fight. Maybe Colin Loughran, maybe Molly McCann. There's a couple parlay pieces that I really do like this week. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, give me Aspinall KO1. If you guys want to take a shot on the late Blaydes props, I thought about it, but didn't quite get there. I don't think this fight gets extended, to be honest. I don't think this fight sees, the late rounds. So, but yeah, those Blaydes finish props late are pretty massive. And then we got Leon Edwards, Bilal Muhammad. I like Edwards here. I don't like the line, but at the end of the day, I got to pick him to win. I feel like Bilal Muhammad's best case scenario here is going to be a close fight. And if it's a close fight, we know who the decision's going to. It's going to go to Leon Edwards in England. He's talking about, maybe knocking out Bilal Muhammad, maybe. The KO prop's almost 300, so plus 300. So maybe it could be in play, I guess, but I do think this fight goes to decision, but nothing really sticking out from a betting perspective. So as you guys could tell, not a ton of action this week. I thought I'd have much more, but this card is juiced. It's kind of tough to find value. Right now, I think I have 9 bets. All of them are plus money. So what I'm doing is just trying to keep this week light, attack a bunch of big plus money spots, and then maybe throw a parlay in there or two. And then also I do like, some other spot, like the under 1.5 in the Patterson fight, which is going to be at chalk as well. So quick recap before we get out of here. Not much on this main card. Like I said, Aspinall, Blaydes, fight won't start round 3. Fight won't start round 4. Solid. That's probably it for the main card for me, which is weird, but yeah, just not a ton sticking out. I have the Pineda early prop, the Wood late props there, Loughran late props. Loughran as a parlay piece is if I do a parlay, he will be in it. Bukauskas KO in the late props, Parsons inside the distance in the late props, staying away from the Kape fight, Patterson under 1.5, Patterson under 2.5 as a parlay piece, something like that along the lines there. So sorry I had to rush this video. Had no one to watch the kid, so yeah. Everything went well. He did a really good job. He's watching his fruits. He's playing with his bunny. So yeah. All right. Best of luck, everybody. Best bet will be at 4 o'clock Eastern time. Be there, and we'll talk to you guys soon. See you later.